What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Cross Pod. I'm D Will here with my co-hosts Miles and Ev. Today we'll be going over our playoff brackets. We'll be mainly doing our first round picks since the playoffs are about to start. But later on in the video, we'll get into our finals picks and who we have winning the entire thing. Um, we'll start off with Clippers Nuggets, and Ev, you have the floor.
Yeah, so Clippers Nuggets, in my opinion, the best first round series we have this year. Um, Before we kind of get into this, we all agreed before the pod that um, we all have OKC, Cleveland, and Boston advancing. So we're not really going to discuss those series as much on this podcast. But like Darrien said, in the latter half, we're going to do our full predictions, title picks, bracket. So yeah. So with this LA Denver series, uh, it's really tough for me. I guess objectively, like who's playing better basketball right now? It's like no question the Clippers. They've been an elite basketball team for basically the past 2 months or so. Uh, in like the last month, they're number one in offense and defense, I believe. They're just loaded offensively with their four top guys: Zubac, Kawhi, Harden, Powell. Uh, I'm just saying for me, like obviously I don't have an all NBA vote, but if I did, Harden would be on my third team, um, for sure. And yeah, I think everybody's just like holding their breath to see if Kawhi gets hurt again because it's really been a half decade of him getting hurt like right before the playoffs or like in the playoffs. So I guess my thing would be like what if he doesn't get hurt? What if he stays healthy for another month or so? And look, the Clippers are really serious, man. They're really serious. In my opinion, they're probably the third best team in the West right now. Um, for Denver, I think about like who are they putting on Norman Powell? Who are they putting on Harden? Zubac has played Jokic really well this year. I mean, as well as he like possibly could. Like obviously Jokic is gonna get his um yeah, just spot like having one of the best seasons probably ever statistically. I just think the Clippers have a lot of like defensive answers. Like they could put Chris Dunn on Jamal Murray, Kawhi on Gordon. Um, yeah, they also have a bunch of long, strong wings. I just think the Clippers have like a good shot of shutting Jamal Murray down at least like for most of the series. And I just don't think Denver is good enough to beat the Clippers 4 times if Murray's not scoring well or playing good. So, um, yeah, my pick right now would be Clippers in six. But again, like if Kawhi gets hurt, like it's just bad. It's just bad luck. I don't know. I think they're just a better team. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'd say I'd also agree. To bring up Jamal Murray, like the fact that the Clippers have like multiple people they can throw at him, Chris Dunn, Derrick Jones Jr., Kawhi if they have to. Like they have multiple guys that can slow him down or even just stop him. And then like vice versa, the Nuggets don't really have anyone for James Harden and Kawhi and the Clippers. Like they have Gordon, who Gordon will probably get the Kawhi matchup, but he's regressed a little bit on defense this year, and Kawhi's still like showing to make these tough shots. And then Harden, like I guess they probably put like Christian Brown on him, but getting Jokic in the pick and roll is gonna be nasty, especially with a pick and roll partner like Zubac. So I don't know. I just don't think Denver's defense is going to hold up against LA's. And then, yeah, with their offense, with the way Harden's been playing, the way Kawhi's been playing, if Norm Powell can like keep hitting his shots, and then as long as Zubac doesn't get killed by Jokic, I'd also agree that it'll be Clippers in six.
Yeah, well, Miles, where would you just for you like where does Zubac rank like with centers this year? Because I saw on Twitter some buzz about him being on the All NBA team. I don't know if he's had like that, but I think he's like a top five center in the league this year. In
I
my
definitely would
opinion.
say top 10. I haven't like done like looked at the other centers. I mean, there would be This year, like just this year, it would be Jokic, obviously. Would AD count as a center this year since he played in LA?
He's been hurt though. I don't know.
Yeah, he's been hurt.
All right, I won't count him. You could argue Alperen Sengun's been better, but like if he has been, he hasn't been that much better. And then like Cat's been better, I think.
Bam, Darrien.
That's fair. Jaren's been more of a power forward though, right?
Yeah.
That's when ED starts. You can argue he's like the fifth. If he's not fifth, he's like sixth or seventh maybe, but he's definitely.
I think he's probably the most underrated player in the league right now.
He might be like a depoy candidate who can give you like I can give you like 18 and 12. Like that's a very valuable player.
Big body.
Very big, yeah.
Darren, your thoughts?
You know, I have the Clips, but I have the Clips in 7. You know, I just think Jokic is too good for it to not go to 7. Like, because he, in my opinion, he's by far the best player in the series. Like, I think he's just a tier above everyone else. So,
true.
And I do think there will be games where he just pours it in, and just overwhelms them. And then I'm your points on their bodies are thrown at Jamal is valid, but I could definitely see him. I can see him like he just gets going for at least a game or two to make it a 7-game series.
Yeah,
but I still have the Clips though.
Yeah, so we all have LA. I do think just for Jokic, if he, I mean, I know it's the first round, but if he beats this Clippers team and nobody gets hurt, like that's a major accomplishment. Like in my book, it's probably one of the best teams he's beat in the playoffs. If he, I mean, it's the first round, but yeah, the Clippers are really good. Like, and Jokic would, I mean, he would have to be pretty insane. Like every game for them to win four games against them. So,
yeah,
and a harder collapse too. I can see that.
Oh yeah,
that's
true.
Take it from me.
True.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to mention also was just the fact that we don't know is Aaron Gordon gonna keep up his hot shooting. Like this year, he's been like statistically, he's been an elite 3-point shooter this year. Though he has been like a lot of his shots. Yeah. I was about to say like they have been leaving him open on these shots, but like they've been leaving him open for like the last like 2-3 years, and like he still wasn't hitting these shots. But this year they're leaving him open, and he's actually hitting them. So it's just a big part. Like if everyone wants to win this series, Aaron has to be like an actual threat from 3, because they're gonna help off of him just to make him prove it. So that's a big part, is if he can prove it or not.
Yeah, I do think this is for sure going 6 or 7. I just think, I don't know, I just think 6. I mean, as long as Kawhi's like the past like, I don't know, 2 months he's been a top 10 guy. I mean, he looks really good. Just, I mean, he's not like the same defensively as he was like with San Antonio, but I don't know, man. Like, looks like Kawhi to me. The Kawhi like that. Not Toronto or San Antonio Kawhi, but he looks like an older version of that player, if that makes sense. Like he's still, superstar level player. Lakers Wolves, 3-6. Lakers are, I want to say heavy favorites, but they're the favorites clearly. I will say like Minnesota is a really good team, man. Since midway through January, they have like the 3rd best net rating in basketball, only behind Boston and the Thunder. They're also like top 10 in offense and defense, which is like that's a contender in any year. But yeah, the Lakers have the 2 best players in the series. They have 3 of the top 4 guys in the series. I just think Gobert, he's like, it's just going to be tough for him. Like, the Lakers, they're going to play small ball, and he's probably going to get played off the floor like he has, like, many years. Like, we've seen this. He has a clear playoff history of like getting exposed by these small ball teams. Yeah, maybe he plays like good enough to stay on the floor in like the first few games, but I think as the series goes on, and especially if the Lakers like go up like 2-1 or 3-1, like no, like he's gonna get play off the floor. Especially if like Vando's hitting or Finney Smith or Rui just aren't missing, like there's just no way. And Luca, like it's just tough. Like um, I'm curious to see the matchups Minnesota throws at the Lakers' big three because they really have nobody to guard Luca or LeBron. Reeves is like they could definitely like get to him, despite how like well he's played. Um, I could definitely like see him struggling. I don't know. I wouldn't say a majority of the series, but like if they throw McDaniel's on him or you know Alexander Walker or even like Ant, like it's gonna be tough for AR. But yeah, I just like really what gives me like confidence is Luca. I mean, I just think they have nobody to stop him. Just like last year. He is McDaniel just is too slight. And if you're asking Edwards to guard Luca the whole game and carry your offense, that's a lot to ask for 7 game series. And yeah, I just don't think you can get away with playing two bigs against the Lakers without being at a significant disadvantage. Then my like last just sort of thing that the Lakers can either win in 5 or 6 depending on like if the Wolves are like really hitting from three, that this can go like 6 for sure. But I think like Randall, I guess he could take advantage of Rui, but I feel pretty confident about that matchup. Rui's played him pretty well over the years as a post defender. My last thing would just be like how like for the Lakers, like their best guy on Edwards is probably Vando, and he's been, I mean he's averaging like 14 minutes the past like month. So I guess like how much does JJ use him? Um, and if Vando's on the floor, like they could definitely play Gobert and just put him on Vando. So it'll be an interesting chess match, but I'm taking the Lakers in 6.
I'll start off and say I remember they're this completely different team, obviously, but from their earlier, I think it was the first game of the season or something when they matched up in LA.
Yep. Yep.
It was. I mean, I see the vision, but like it didn't work. But they started off putting Julius Randle on LeBron just because he matches him like physically, like he's 6'9", almost just as big as Bron. Just like the motor isn't there, off ball awareness isn't there. Just yeah, it's the best thing you could possibly do in the situation, just because like Jaden, like you said, is just too scrawny, and you don't want him wasting his energy on defense. And so if they do that again, like it's just gonna be tough. And then I also mentioned that Jaden McDaniels, he does have a tendency to get in foul trouble. And if he's guarding Luca, who likes to draw fouls a lot, and he gets in foul trouble, then it's like they really have nobody to guard either him or LeBron. So that makes it really difficult. But then also for Minnesota's side, like I know that their offense has been better as of late. But you also like just Julius Randle as your second option, who is like one of the worst playoff droppers in recent history. And so if say he drops off, which he might do against this Lakers defense, you really just have Anthony Edwards to worry about on offense, like or on defense for the Lakers. Like that's just one player you have to worry about, and everybody else just like not don't worry about them, but like you just honing on Anthony Edwards, and that if you do that, that'll win you the series.
Yeah, if Edwards is like inefficient in a game, the Lakers got it. I mean,
definitely.
And like he's like a objectively like really tough matchup for LA.
Yeah. But and like for LA, Minnesota, they do have a good defense, and like you said, Ev, they it might have to get to a point where they have to take Rudy off the floor because they have like a 5-out offense with like Rui and Dorian Finney-Smith in at the 4-5, and then LeBron in. Like, if they have a lineup like that and they have to take Ruby off the court, that also like takes away from their defense. So obviously, if they have like Vando in or Jackson Hayes in, which isn't like that much of the game, like the Minnesota defense is just gonna like fall off a little bit. So personally, I think I have LA in 5. I want to say 6 out of respect for like Minnesota. Obviously, last year they beat Denver, like a really tough matchup, obviously. But I just don't think they match up as well. So
Yeah.
unless Anthony Edwards just goes crazy this whole series, then maybe I'll say 6. But I think I'm gonna go 5.
Yeah, I think their second best player for Minnesota is gonna be Nas Reed. He always kills the Lakers.
Yeah, that's true.
I think yeah, he, especially if they're playing small ball, I think he could have some 25-point games, or just not missing. So yeah, that's, again, I was 5 or 6 for me, but I'll say 6 out of respect for, they're all, like, Minnesota's also like really like coached really well, and yeah, they're not gonna beat themselves. You got to beat them. So
Lakers in 6. I just think they have too many ways to just expose that Minnesota defense. Mind you, they're just like in most facets of the game. LA just outmatches Minnesota. Like, just take shooting for example. The two shooters that they really only have to worry about on Minnesota is Mike Conley and Ant. Really, like, consistent.
And Dante.
Oh yeah, Dante. Sorry, I forgot about Dante. I don't know why, but yeah. And then but one of those three shooters, like, defensively can be exposed. So I don't know. You guys hit most of the points already. It's just, yeah. I don't know that.
I just think the Lakers are really good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. and then you have LeBron and Luka, who are like master mismatch hunters. Like, even, yeah. I just see them.
They have nobody to stop Luka. They just don't.
Even Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves can definitely have a series as well.
You literally have a 3-headed snake of, like, just all three of them are good to great playmakers. Like, yeah, I don't know. It would take like a crazy Ant performance, and even then, I still don't think that's enough.
I don't think so either.
When Julius Randle's your number 2 offensive.
Last first round series we're gonna talk about with the West is Golden State and Houston. Miles, are Steph Curry fan. What are just your general thoughts? Obviously, the game was last night. They held on to beat Memphis. Just, what are your thoughts on the series, man?
This I think this is gonna be a really interesting series. I keep going back and forth on who I think is gonna win. I have leaned like towards the Rockets, just because of just because of how they've like played them this year, specifically like their last matchup. But obviously, Rockets, they hang their hat on defense. They have like 2 of the best perimeter defenders in the league in their starting 5 with the men and Dylan Brooks. And that doesn't go well for the Warriors when their 2 best players are perimeter players with Steph and Jimmy. But it is like, when I look at it, their Rockets offense has been better, mainly with the lineup where they run Steven Adams and Alperen Sengun at the same time, which does have a little bit of issues. It's just because of like 3-point spacing. But when you're going against like a small team like the Warriors, where they run lineups with Draymond Green and then like Jimmy Butler as your front court, that can definitely be like that can definitely have some positives to it, mainly with the offensive rebounding, because like Steven Adams and Alperen Sengun, if they run that lineup against a small ball lineup of the Warriors, like, the offensive rebounding is going to be heavily favored for the Rockets, and if that happens, like, they get multiple shots, multiple attempts and stuff, like, that can definitely be a difference in some games. But it's tough because the Rockets, like Amen Thompson, he's probably done like one of the best jobs on Steph Curry, like out of everybody in the league currently. And so like having one of the best defenders for Steph, and then having a physical defender like Dylan Brooks to like just not to like bump Jimmy off his spot sometimes. He could get him in foul trouble because Jimmy is good at drawing fouls, and Dylan is overly aggressive sometimes. But it's tough. I'm gonna have to say, out of respect for the out of respect for Steph and what he's shown to do, and Jimmy, what he's shown to do in the playoffs, and the fact that they just have like a much higher offensive ceiling than the Rockets do, while still having not a much worse defensive ceiling than the Rockets. I'm gonna go Warriors in 7, but it's very close in my opinion.
Low-key, I agree with that. I was gonna go Warriors in 7. My only thing with the Rockets is just their half-court offense, man. Because I'm not gonna say they're not gonna get like a lot of transition offense, which they probably will because they're a great defensive team. But when the game slows down in the playoffs and it comes down to like your sets on like half-court wise, I don't trust them. Like, who are you going to in those last 5 to 3 minutes for your offense? Like, I know you can run things, but like it should be Jalen Green, but he's so on and off, bro. I don't trust that shit. And then like, is Ime really like? I can see Ime out scheming Steve Kerr offensively, to get something going consistently. But when you got Draymond and Jimmy on the floor, like two defensive-minded guys who just like no glazing, just defensive geniuses. So it's true.
I know.
Yeah, but like when you got those two guys, I just don't think like they're gonna find anything consistent enough to get them past the Warriors. So, but I do think their defense will like make it a long series. So I'll go Warriors in 7. Steph's too great for them to like contain them that long.
Yeah, I think the Golden State should be favored. I think they'll. I'm not gonna say they're gonna win easily because I mean Houston's been a really good team all year. They have obviously more size than the Warriors, just better defensive stats, and they just have a bunch of like crazy like athletes and stuff against like an older, more veteran Warriors team. But I just again like we talked about this last pod, just I don't trust their Houston's clutch time stuff really at all. They really don't have a closer. And yeah, I think Golden State's really dangerous, man. And honestly, I think Golden State's gonna win in 5. My opinion.
5?
Yeah.
Wow, Ev. Wow.
I was kind of, yeah, I was kind of crazy.
Right.
It's possible, I guess.
Especially if Houston doesn't win like game 1. There's a bunch of young guys on there. They're gonna start pressing. Steph's been here. Jimmy's been here. Like I just think Jimmy's just gonna. I don't know, man. Like he's just a different player in the playoffs, man.
That's true.
I just think they just got too much. Like they've been playing like where are the Warriors like what's their record in the past like 2 months? Or since they got Jimmy? They're like 30. They're like 30-9 or something, or 25-9.
It's around there, yeah.
Yeah, I just think they're better. Yeah. Moving on to the Eastern Conference, we're gonna talk about Knicks and Pistons. I've seen a lot of people calling potentially an upset. New York to get upset by Detroit here. The Pistons are 3-1 against the Knicks this season, and Cade's like really lit up the Knicks during the regular season. I think he's like averaging like 30 against them or something on like 56, 52 splits, like averaging like 8 assists. So he's definitely like gave them a lot of problems. But I just like for Detroit, like I just don't know who you're throwing on Towns, because if it's Durant, like Durant's a really good player. He's improved a lot since last year. But if they're gonna put Durant on him, like the Brunson Towns 2-man game, it's just if they lean into that, it's just gonna be a lot to deal with for Detroit. Um, and yeah, if I just I don't know, man. I just don't think Detroit has the horses to deal with in New York.
Yeah.
So
Um, I don't know. I just think Towns is gonna be a really big problem for them. Not even to mention Brunson, who's the best player in the series. I don't know. I just don't think Pistons their offense has enough juice to keep up in the series.
Yeah.
And then I mean, and some people would say the Knicks defense has been bad this year. They finished like 13th, so it's not like awful.
I think they're
Um,
just like comparing it to what they thought it would be.
yeah, right. To last year, but I'm just people have been saying they're like a bad defense, so they might lose. Um, I don't know. The Knicks are just better, have the best player. They should win. I think they will win in 5.
I wouldn't say 5. I mean, maybe I have to think about it a little bit, but I think it's definitely going to be a close series, or closer than 5 in my opinion. But yeah, the Knicks do have like they have 2 of the 3 best players by far the Knicks' second best player is by far better than the Pistons' second best player. And so when you have like offensive power, Cat, Brunson, if McHale's going, if OG is playing the same way he's been playing recently, like that's a tough team. You have this tough team to stop. And yeah, the Pistons do have some good solid defenders to throw at them, like Star Thompson, obviously. Tobias Harris, he's not a bad defender, but he's still a big body. Um, or
we go to the next player, bro.
But yeah, also I do think that if Jalen Duren does get like if Cat does get the better of Jalen during the series, I think they will go more to Isaiah Stewart, who is a better defender. He's also like just more like a solid body. I think he's also more switchable on the perimeter. So I think he could have a better shot at guarding Cat, specifically like in the post. Like he's just very strong. Like he's not gonna back him down or nothing like that. But yeah, when you do look at the Pistons, they're heavily rely on Cade for their offense. So if like Cade isn't like going the same way he has been against them in the regular season, like who's stepping up? You don't really have anybody that's gonna like step up, especially like they don't have Jay and Ivy. I doubt he's gonna be back. So like who's your second best shot creator on the team? Like, is it Tobias Harris or is it like do you run like off ball actions from Malik Beasley? Like
Yeah.
they have so much authority with their offense outside of Cade. So with that, I'll probably take Knicks in 6. I don't think it'll be 5. Just out of like I think Cade will definitely like I think he'll still play like close to what he has like done in the regular season, which is why I'm like bringing it to 6. But yeah, I don't think I'd bring it low as 5.
Fair take.
What you were just saying, like about Cade's what he's gonna do in the playoffs. Like I have 2 different scenarios. One, the one where, in my opinion, I think he's a playoff riser. So if he's what I think he is, then I have Knicks in 7. But I'm not even gonna go the playoff dropper route because I don't think he's gonna drop off.
I don't think.
Yeah, I think if he stays the same, probably Knicks and 6, like you guys were saying. But I just think Brunson is a killer. He's a killer.
Yeah.
In the playoffs. And then you just got guys who just take it from me, bro, from last year. You just got guys who you like, there's no way they're gonna beat us offensively, and then they just do it, i.e. Josh fucking Hart. But yeah, there's just a lot of guys on the roster that can just come in and produce, and they've been here before, they've done it, and you know, who has the most experience on that Pistons team? Fucking Tobias Harris.
Yep.
That can't be your most experienced player, bro. It can't be. Sorry, buddy. Maybe next year.
You can't be the vet in the locker room trying to hype them up during halftime.
Exactly, bro.
It's either him or Schroeder.
Oh, I forgot about Schroeder.
Yeah, but either way, like,
yeah.
Detroit's a really good story, but I don't know.
Of course,
either way, that's the win for Detroit. Like just being where they were last year to being a solidified playoff team this year. Like I don't even care if they get swept. I'm happy. I'm like if I'm a Detroit fan, I'm happy.
I'm happy as fuck too. Yeah.
The Pacers versus Bucks with 4-5 seed. This is probably in my opinion, one of the most controversial series, mainly because of the uncertainty. Obviously, they found out recently that Dame's not going to be playing in the first round, so that throws like a little bit of a curveball. Not really a curveball because it's not unexpected, but just like in terms of like who wins and how many games. But for the Bucks, they have been playing better like in the last like 10, 15 games of the year. Weirdly enough, without Dame, it's been a lot of like obviously it's been Giannis. He has become like a great playmaker, and then players like Kevin Porter Jr. have stepped up. Ryan Rollins has stepped up. Gary Trent Jr. has been hitting his threes all year, but still as a recent, like they're clicking. Even in the game, what was it? It was that comeback game against Minnesota where they came back from like 20 down in the fourth quarter. Like they stayed like really good without Dame. But for the Pacers, obviously this is a rematch from last year's first round. The Bucks obviously have the best player in the series with Giannis, not really close. But the Pacers, they probably have like the second, third, fourth, maybe fifth best player after that. So when you're looking at it, this not obviously, but this will have to be a series where Giannis just like carries. People have been talking about this could be his 2018 LeBron run, like kind of year where he just says fuck it and just like goes, like tries to do his best to make it to the finals by himself. I don't think he's as capable as LeBron was in 2018 to do it this year, but like he does have a favorable matchup in my opinion. Like Pascal's a good defender, but it doesn't match up with him like strength wise. Miles Turner's a solid rim protector, but like Giannis is one of the best finishers in the league. So like I don't think they're gonna be able to hold Giannis in this series. Like I think he definitely could average like 35, maybe more than 35 in the series. It's just can the other role players hit their shots? Like is Gary Trent gonna be shooting the same percentage he was this year? Can Kyle Kuzma maybe step it up a little bit because he has struggled like all year from three, but also on the Bucks. So like, can he shoot a little bit better? Can KPJ keep playing the same way he has been? But yeah, for the Pacers side, a lot of their main pieces have been playing a lot better. Mainly Tyrese Halliburton. Like after the slow start he had in the beginning of the year, he's been playing like all NBA level. Pascal Siakam obviously was an All-Star this year. Miles Turner's been good this year. Benedict Mathurin slowed down a little bit from the beginning, but still been good. So the Pacers, they have a lot of offensive threats, and yeah, it's tough. It really comes down to like, can Tyrese and Pascal like step up, like play at their level, maybe higher, and then can their other role players just play their role? So with that being said, I think I'm gonna go Indiana in 7, just because they've been a lot better like post All-Star break, and the Bucks are without Dame. And though I said they were playing better, I just don't trust their role players like that in a series like this. So I'm gonna go Indiana in 7.
As boring as it is, like I don't know. I don't think Dave's been like ruled out the entire first round yet, but it's like
I'm pretty sure I saw it.
It was the first 2 games. It was the first 2 games.
First 2?
Yeah. Well, it's murky at best. So
Yeah.
I just, as boring as it is, like as obvious as it is, like if Milwaukee doesn't have Dame, like I just don't think they can beat Indiana 4 times. As great as Giannis is, like they would need KPJ and Kuzma to create the offense that basically Dame has to, because he's a big part of that team, man. As like much as like flaky as he's gotten, he's had a like really good year. Um, I don't know. Indiana has obviously an elite offense, and I just think about like who's Burke Lopez going to be on. Um, because I was watching back a little bit their series last year, and they had him on Siakam, and that obviously didn't work out well, and they changed that. But yeah, obviously the Turner Halliburton 2-man games, like one of the best plays in the league, that's going to be a problem for them. Indiana has like the best transition defense in the league, uh, just numbers wise this year, which I think that's where Milwaukee is at their best. Um, Giannis being the best transition player in the league, so I don't know. The Kuzma thing hasn't been great. I don't really see Milwaukee winning unless, like you said, Giannis has a LeBron like run in him, or at least in the series,
Yeah,
just like carries the whole thing.
basically, yeah.
And Giannis has been like definitely the third best player in the league this year, or second. Like he's
Third.
yeah, he should be third in MVP voting.
Yeah.
I just like with all due respect to Giannis, he's not LeBron. So I you know, I don't see it.
He's also in a stronger conference this year.
So what?
He's in a stronger conference.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Bro, he really is, bro. He literally
Compared to what the East was in 2018, yeah.
there were no Celtics and Cavs of this caliber.
I'm just saying top down the conference still isn't that great.
Yeah, but the top dogs are the top dogs.
It's still the teams that Giannis will have to go through it. Like the 2018 teams, like they didn't compare to like these teams.
Yeah. His supporting cast is fucking poor.
I will say if Dame comes back, they have a chance. I don't know like if he'd be rusty or not, but I don't know. Dame's a pro. He's been a superstar for a long time. Like
his gravity alone would make me go Bucks in 7.
I was saying 6 if Dame was playing. I just assumed like he wasn't playing.
Like let's say he comes back like game 4, I go Bucks in 7.
7, okay,
yeah. But
I think either way, I'm taking Indiana like Miles in 6.
Pacers in 7.
So we all got Indiana. Okay.
Yeah. As of right now, yes, Indiana.
So we agree on every single first round series. Great.
Right. Yeah.
I guess we just know ball. Like our final brackets. This is mine. We're each gonna have our own. Completely. We're each doing our own thing. This is not we obviously all agreed on like the first round, but we're probably all gonna have different winners probably. So, just starting with the West, I think the Thunder are gonna beat the Clippers. Best team all year. And like obviously I'm biased, but I just think the Lakers are better than Golden State. Yeah. And then, look, I'm gonna announce this to the world. I put a $95 bet on LA to win the finals this year. Plus
you
14
motherfucker.
plus 1,400 odds on FanDuel. I just trust Luka and LeBron the most.
I mean, it's not the worst bet you could have made.
No, but seriously, this is not like a gag. Like, I seriously just outside of Jokic, I trust Luka and LeBron the most out of anybody this playoffs. I get it. They don't have like a great center, bro, but I don't know. I just think they have enough. Like, I've watched them very carefully since they got Luka. I think they're the best team in the West. If they played OKC, I don't think OKC can guard them. Obviously, they can't guard OKC. That's definitely going 7. But if they get out of that, like they have it, like they have a chance against anybody in the East. So yeah.
You put that down to go to the finals or win it all?
No, win the title. In the East, Cleveland should should be Indiana, then Boston. Then yeah, we talked about this last pod, but I think Boston's gonna beat the Cavs. So yeah, I got Lakers Boston finals. Um, yeah, Luca's gotta beat his demons. He's gotta play better than he did last year. I think he will, and I think the Lakers are gonna win their 18th title this year. We also got to put our last the tiebreakers. How many points will the Finals MVP score in the 2025 playoffs? My Finals MVP is Luca, and I think he'll score 650. That's my final bracket.
All right, for my bracket, it's pretty simple for the West side, or not too simple, but for at least the first round, Thunder versus Clippers. I have Thunder pretty easily. I'll give the Clippers maybe 2 games, but just think the Thunder, like, they have like Shea. Like, I don't think anyone on Clippers is guarding Shea consistently, and then their defense is arguably, like, their defense is better than the Clippers, while their offense is also just as good, if not better. So yeah, Lakers Warriors. This is one of my favorite matchups, like, of the whole playoffs. Obviously Steph versus LeBron. I'm personally gonna go with LA just because I think they're a bigger team. They have like more. They have the ability to like mismatch hunt more. Jeez. Against the Warriors, they have smaller players like Steph, Brandon Przemski. So yeah, I just think the Lakers, like, they're just a bigger team. They have Luka and LeBron. They probably could be the best 2 players in the series. So go with that. Down the East side, I'm gonna take Cleveland against the Pacers. They've been the best team in the East all year. I don't think Indiana. They might give them a little bit of struggle earlier in the series, but I think Cleveland will probably win like 6 games maybe. Knicks Celtics. I don't think it'll be a sweep like the Celtics swept them in the regular season. I think the Knicks will be a little bit more ready, but just the Celtics, they have similar to what they were doing in the regular season. They're gonna get them mismatch hunting and pick and roll a lot. Get Cat and Brunson the pick and roll. So I'll go Celtics, and then I'll go back to the West. For that, it's probably the toughest matchup for OKC probably throughout the entire, like, out of all the other 7 teams that are in the playoffs. I'll still take Thunder just because I think their defense is overwhelming. Obviously, like the Lakers, they do have they have Luka, who has been like a Thunder killer, obviously last year, and then in their first matchup when he was on the Lakers. But I think this will be their year to break through. I think Thunder will make it to the finals. Down the East, I really want to say Cavs so bad. I just don't want to see Boston in the finals personally, but I'll say Boston just because I just think they're a better team. Darius Garland's gonna have to step up if they want to win. Same with Evan Mobley. He's gonna have to be playing the same way he has been all regular season. And I don't know. It's possible. I'm just not gonna bet on it. I'd rather play the money on Boston and Jason Tatum stepping up, Derek White and Kristaps Porzingis playing well. Jaylen Brown hopefully I hope Jaylen Brown gets healthier when it comes to this time. Then the finals, it's tough. I'll probably go Boston just because I think they're more battle tested. I think they're more ready for the finals rather than Thunder. They haven't don't have the experience as much as Boston. And I just worry about will J-Dub be able to produce? Will Chet be able to produce? I just think it'll be more of Shea carries most of the offensive load in the finals, while Jason Tatum will do his thing, but then also Kristaps Porzingis will still have a good series in my opinion. Jaylen Brown, I think he might struggle a little bit with the physicality of OKC, but yeah, I trust Boston's offensive options over OKC's offensive options outside of Shea. So I'll say Boston wins it all this year.
Who's your Finals MVP?
Finals MVP, I think they'll give it to Jason Tatum this year. I doubt they'll give it to Brown 2 years in a row. And so I guess I'll say points, Or I think this will go 6 or 7. So I'll say probably around 570, maybe 580. 580. So
All right.
My bracket, I'll reverse what you guys did. So I'll start in the East. I'll go Cavs Pacers. I'll go Cavs for obvious reasons, more talented. They just have more pieces. Then I'll go Knicks Celtics. Despite what most people think, I think this will be a 7-game series. I know, despite what's happened in the regular season and the playoffs are two different things. But at the end of the day, I still have Celtics in 7. Yeah, they're just better. Go to the West. Go Thunder Clippers. I'll go Thunder. Obviously, Thunder and 6. I think Kawhi will take it to 6 before they get the best of them. Lakers Warriors. Like Miles was saying, this is definitely going to be my favorite matchup of the whole entire playoffs, no matter what scenario happens. And I'm gonna go Lakers in 7. Lakers in 7. They just, as you guys were saying before, they're very versatile, and LeBron and Luka, with the addition of Austin Reeves, it's just a scary trio, bro. So yeah, have Thunder's Lakers in the conference finals. Cavs Celtics. I'll go Cavs Celtics, and I'll go Celtics in 7. Celtics in 7. They're just better. And I personally think Evan Mobley isn't going to be as consistent offensively by the time they get to the conference finals. And he is their X factor going into the series. I think if Evan Mobley does what he's been doing during the regular season, I think the Cavs can win, but I personally don't see it. Especially with if Porzingis is healthy and he plays. Then I'll go Thunder's Lakers. Man, LeBron and Luka, but I'm sorry, Thunder have the better team. They have guys, they have bodies to throw at Bron, they have bodies to throw at Luka, and they're just too deep. So I'll go Thunder in 7, of course. I'm sorry, Ev, they're one piece away. Remember what I said. Next year is their
Crazy take. Oh my God.
Yeah, they're one piece away. All right.
Yeah, the Thunder should be favorites, but
Yeah.
I'm taking
That's
Lakers.
just a dumbass bet.
All right.
But-
See.
Hey, let me finish my bracket.
I was trying to incite our viewers, but keep going.
Nah, you can incite them after when I'm done.
About taking risk in life.
Oh my gosh, Thunder Celtics. I think this will be a 6-game series. I'm gonna go Celtics in 6. I just think experience matters when it comes to these two teams, and yeah, the Celtics just won the finals last year. My finals MVP, I think because of Jaylen Brown's lingering knee issue, I'm not gonna say he's gonna play bad, but I do think Jason Tatum will have to pick up more, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So Jason Tatum is my finals MVP, and I'll go 545 on the points.
So we all had Boston coming out of the East. Then Miles and Darrien had the Thunder coming out of the West. I had the Lakers, and I had the Lakers winning the title. Darrien and Miles both picked Boston. Last one we're going to talk about is the possible Durant trade teams this offseason. Just what teams do you guys think should be interested in the Kevin Durant trade?
I think one underrated team that probably got talked about a little bit more earlier in the year, but I think could make a lot of sense, especially if they go out like, or not sad, but I think they will lose in the first round. But Memphis, like, depending on like what their series looks like, depending on how good like players like Desmond Bain or Jaren plays, like they could be all in, especially after firing Taylor Jenkins. Like things could like shake up. You never know. You never even Ja. I doubt they're gonna trade Ja for Kevin Durant. I wouldn't do that, but
No.
like they were talking about Ja getting traded. But like I don't think anyone's safe on this team really. So I think like there's a possible like Desmond Bain trade maybe with some other pieces like Gigi Jackson who hasn't played much recently, and then just like some other role players. Maybe that could be a potential destination, but that's one. Maybe Houston, which I just got a notification on my phone like an hour ago, maybe like a Houston trade if they want to go all in, get rid of some of the young core. Just I don't think I would trade for Kevin Durant just because I don't want to ruin what we have going, like what we would have going on if I was a Rockets fan. But he would fit pretty well in Houston, in my opinion. Like their main issue is like offensive creation, like consistent offensive creation, like especially down the stretch, like you said, Evan. Like they don't have a go-to scorer, and Kevin Durant would be that go-to scorer for them. So those are two teams that I would say I think that like would be a good fit for him.
What about the Dallas Mavericks?
That's it's an interesting fit. It's just like, if they trade for KD, like who's left on the team?
Yeah, I mean, well, what I see is like Mavericks fans being like, Nico Harrison has to trade for Durant or he's gonna get fired. So
this man just doubled down on the Luka trade yesterday, bro.
Yeah,
he has to. That's his job.
Yeah.
No basketball GM's gonna say, "Oh, I made a mistake." Like, especially if you trade your star player.
There are just a lot of teams in theory that KD fits very well on. It's just the team would then have to gut their roster to acquire him, and then it just defeats the purpose of like the whole scenario.
Yeah.
In your mind, you're thinking like KD with this guy, this guy, this guy, but you have to trade this guy and this guy to get KD. So, I don't know. I definitely don't think the Rockets should go after him.
I think the most realistic is probably Miami.
Yeah,
Miami's good. Miami is always a good trade destination for like any star, really.
Yeah,
they're just in like I could definitely see that happening. And
Like,
Katie would probably want to go there too, just to live in Miami.
Yeah.
I feel it, bro.
Bro, KD is what? KD is 35, 36?
36, 37.
Bro, KD is 36, 37.
He's in his 19th year, I think.
Bro, for KD, if I'm
he's
KD,
36.
I just don't want him to go to a place where they're leaning on KD too much offensively. I want KD to go somewhere where he's like the clear second option, and maybe even like in terms of shot creation duties, he's like the third guy, realistically. Because I don't want this to be another LeBron scenario where they're leaning on him extremely heavily, like in his later years during the regular season at least, and he's just burnt out or he gets like some injury, and it just fucks up his twilight years.
Yeah, I just don't want him to go to like a young team, just like mess things up. Like
Exactly.
OKC is like an obvious like destination because like they definitely have pieces to trade for him if they wanted to. Like they could probably trade for anybody in the league right now, and like realistically if they wanted to. But like, do you want to like? Are you willing to give up like a J-Dub for that, or even like a Chet? I don't even think they'd have to give up them, but like even then, like giving up players like Aaron Wiggins, like a Lou Dort, maybe just players that are essential to like their team right now and like have helped them win so many games. Like I don't think I would want to blow something like that up, especially a young team, and get like a older player who probably won't be the same in like 2-3 years. So like I hope it doesn't get traded to like a young team. And also, like I said, Rockets because it's a good fit, but I don't want him to go there either.
Yeah, I just think it's gonna be sorry. I just think it's gonna be like anticlimactic whenever the trade happens because everybody knows it's coming and it's probably gonna be to like not even to like a title team, honestly. because Durant's on a huge contract and he's old. He's an old player, man. Like as great as he's been, his entire career, he's in his 19th season. He's had a bunch of surgery. Like he's still top 12, top 10. But yeah, I just don't like. It's just gonna be hard to construct a trade, um, like to get him. So yeah, like I said, most realistic I think is Miami. So
That's fair.
maybe Minnesota. I don't know.
I forgot Minnesota. That's a good spot, I think.
If you can swap Katie for Julius Randle, bro.
I mean, yeah, but it's just like how are you gonna get like who are you
exactly?
I mean, Julius is gonna be in the trade, obviously, but like
yeah,
like are you
like what should the Suns be looking for?
If I'm the Suns, I'm looking for
trade.
picks and young guys.
Yeah, but they still want to win because they have Devin Booker in his prime.
Bro, if I'm the Suns, I think you move Devin, bro.
Yeah,
if you can't. You can't.
Bro,
he's their only hope. You can't just move him.
Only hope for what? Hold on. Is Devin Booker a 1A?
Okay, but you can't just give up a star player. If he wants to be there, especially with how like dysfunctional they've been like the past few years, like
he doesn't want to be there.
You're just gonna throw away a guy who wants to stay on your team.
He doesn't.
No way. No way. They just trade Devin Booker.
It's just like
unless he asks for a trade, they're not gonna trade him. No way.
I'm just saying like if they keep Devin Booker and say they got like say they traded him to Memphis and they got back a package like Desmond Bane and like
GJ. They still have Bradley Beal,
player like they'll be a cool team, but they're not contending in the West. Yeah, like they have to be better than OKC, LA, the Spurs
Denver.
next year. Yeah, Denver.
What about wait? What about Durant for Murray and pick swap?
That'd be interesting, but they still need a point guard on their team.
They don't have a point guard.
That wouldn't be bad.
That's better than what they got because they just.
It is.
I don't know. Because they already can't like build a team, so like why not just be like more top heavy? Because they're already like really top. They're probably gonna have to. I mean, they're probably gonna have to move. I mean, especially if they lose in the first round, they're definitely gonna move like MPJ or Gordon. One of them two for sure.
Bro, if I'm the Suns, I'm going into a full rebuild, bro.
They have no picks. They have nothing.
I
can swap KD and Devin Booker for like a fucking, especially Devin Booker. You can get Devin Booker for a haul.
That's just tough. That's just tough to sell to an owner or any investors of the team. That's just not how it works. Like,
what, you're gonna waste the next 4 to 5 years of Devin Booker just to put asses in seats? Is that what we're gonna do?
You got to,
bro. At that point, he's gonna be like, "What are we doing?"
Yeah.
No one wants to come to Phoenix. Like, no one wants to come to Phoenix.
Hey, hold on. Phoenix. I've been to Phoenix. Phoenix is pretty nice.
Okay, sure, Phoenix is nice for regular niggas, but if you're an NBA player, no one wants to fucking come to Phoenix, bro. Nobody wants to go there and play there and live there. As an NBA player, these niggas are bougie and sassy, bro. They don't want to live in fucking Phoenix, bro. Phoenix, Arizona, nigga.
What about the Charlotte Hornets?
Fuck no.
No,
Why?
I mean, I don't know. Like, he's a serious guy. As much as people don't say like Durant's like a great leader, he'll hold you accountable. And he's
they just say KD's a hooper, bro. He's a hooper.
No, but KD's a good leader. Like, people got that wrong. Like, he actually like cares like a lot, and he argues with coaches and he cares. Like, he wants to win. He knows the reputation he has. He knows the legacy he has. He wants to win, man. Despite him being 36, he wants to win. Like, he's just a hooper though, like you said. So he definitely wants to go to a place where he can win, or at least be close.
There aren't that many teams in the league where he can go to win that won't have to gut their roster to get him.
Yeah, I don't think any contenders like are gonna want him, in my opinion.
Mate, no. I was thinking like maybe like I was gonna say maybe New York, but then no, they they just made a big trade, and they'll probably want to give it at least 2 more years, and then Cleveland. If Cleveland has a meltdown in the playoffs, I could see them making drastic moves because we saw how close they were before, like all those trade rumors and stuff. I could definitely see if there's a bad collapse this year, like say in the second round. Who are they going to play in the second round again?
Indiana.
Boston.
Indiana.
What? Well, let's just say
we're talking about the Knicks or the Cavs.
The Cavs.
Oh,
Cavs.
yeah, Indiana.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Let's say in the second round it was Indiana, right, Ev?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's just say like they have a meltdown and Indiana beats them in like 6 or 5. I could definitely see them going like, "Hey, crisis mode. Let's get KD with Donovan, and maybe like keep Donovan and Mobley and just move Allen and I don't know Garland or something like that."
I don't think they have to give up both of them. They're probably one or the other.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like a drastic move, a drastic trade.
Yeah.
But those are like the only feasible things I can see for him where like he'd have a realistic chance.
I was gonna say that's why I said Memphis is my first team, just because like they have like a lot of like solid players in their team that they could give up and they would still have like a solid 8 to 9 man rotation like after trading for Kevin Durant. That's why they were my first team I brought up. And then I think like with the team like Ja, KD, and then Jaren or Desmond Bane as their third option, like I think that's like a top 3 team in the West, and who knows what happens in the playoffs at that point as long as they're healthy.
Good take. Yeah, so that's gonna really do it for this pod. Make sure you guys comment your finals picks down below, and who obviously you guys have winning. I guarantee you there will be some Lakers picks in there. So
I bet there will be.
There will.
In the comments,
There's gonna be some Warriors picks for sure.
Austin Reeves finals MVP.
all right, chill, bro. But yeah, fun pod. Playoff start
Saturday.
On Saturday, so a few days from now. Yeah, playing games again. Like we just don't think any of the 8 seeds have a chance. So that's why we did this now. Sorry, like Orlando, Atlanta, Sacramento, Dallas, Memphis fans. We apologize, but I think you're self-aware enough to know that you guys have no chance. So sorry about that, but yeah. With that being said, make sure you guys like, comment, share the channel. As always, until next time.